Local Barrio, how you guys doing? It's a pleasure to see you guys again and connect with you guys. My son, Isaac Jr., wasn't able to be here today. He is preparing for high school and getting a few of his things together and getting ready for that. I wanted to bring something to you guys and share with you guys a little bit of what's going on, even with some of the things that he's been feeling and some of the other things that some of the other teenagers are sharing with us as far as something that's very real and it's actually just really affecting him quite a bit. And a lot of it has to do with, how our high schools are opening up, and a lot of the high schools taking that direction for precaution as COVID-19 to not open for the first quarter of the year, and not actually even revisiting going back to school to possibly November. So early October, making some decisions to see after the first quarter how they want to proceed. And they've been sharing their thoughts and how they're feeling. One of the main things and topics that came up is disappointment. I think across the board, the consent seems to be disappointment. Seems to be the I think the overall feel. I think there are some people that are happy to be doing online courses, but I think the vast majority of the people would really enjoy going back to school. That trend of wearing their new clothes, new shoes, and meeting new people, and I think they're missing out on that opportunity and digging even more into this screen time, spending time on their computer, their laptops, and they're kind of disappointed. They're looking at it a little bit more, but with that, I think it's a really good time to go over and really explore what's there for us. So, in what ways have you been disappointed over the past few months? What negative emotions have you felt currently and why? How do you express disappointment when life doesn't go how you thought it would? Do you feel that God abandoned you? Why or why not? Is the idea of surrendering to God easy or difficult for you? And I know this was a really good question because even talking to my son, the main question, I asked him that question, like, how do you feel? Is it easy or hard to surrender? And on his perspective, it's very difficult because he is afraid of letting go. I think he's gotten to a point in his life where he's been trusting on himself and putting all this energy into creating this image of who he is, both as a Christian and as a student and as a young man, and taking control of his education, his grades, his school, sports, and really just building the character that he is. But it's really difficult for him to let go and let God take that full control. I think even as adults, we struggle sometimes with the idea of knowing that we're not the ones in control, because we always, as adults, we want to believe that we're in control when in reality we're not. I think most of the time we're just reacting to everything that's happening around us, and then we're doing the best that we can to cope, compensate, and just continue to go along the best that we can. With that being said, we'll dive a little bit into this disappointment that we're talking about COVID-19 and the new normal. It's not easy to ignore negative emotions. It's better to recognize what's going on inside of us. Allow yourself to feel disappointment, anger, resentment, depression, etc. Give yourself permission to feel the way you feel and be honest with yourself. Realize that some things are out of your control, but not for God. Let go. That is the thing. You gotta let go. And I think it's not easy. I think having someone to really have that accountability piece and to be able to say, hey, let me tell you why it's important to let go. And that surrender to God. When you finally accept reality as it is, peace will eventually follow. And I think the reality of knowing that God is real, knowing that God is in control, and trusting in that is what creates your new reality. Because we all have our internal personal reality of what we think is important, of what we think is life, or what we want to interpret is the reality. But in reality, is that we want to believe that there's our reality and there's God's reality, but in reality there's only God's reality. And when we try to use our own reality, our own perception, our own thoughts, our own intelligence, our own understanding, we can hinder God's intelligence. We can hinder God's ways and thoughts, which are not our own. His are far more superior, with far more intelligence, with far more input and insight into our future, because He already has a plan for us. And it's important to let go so we can experience that, so that we can learn to be at peace with the tension between how we want life to be and that reality. God is with you. He is present in chaos, uncertainty, change, disappointment, anger, etc. Look at what He's done, what He's doing in you and around you. Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Expanding in that a little bit. God is in control. He's absolutely in control. And those who learn to lean on His understanding, on His love, He has a purpose. And that purpose that He has for us, He'll reveal. As the more we search for Him, the more we allow Him to take control, the more we let go. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer, by petition, by thanksgiving, present your request to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Very, very important, very powerful message. Again, whatever your thought process, whatever's going on, whatever the issue, whatever you're going through, give it to God, put it in petition, and ask Him to walk you through it. At the same time, be thankful for the things that you do have. Be thankful for where you're at the moment. And regardless of not being exactly where you want to be, request that God and in His understanding and in His wisdom will give you the peace that you're looking for. Experience the love of God, the peace of God, and the favor of God. So once you let go, once you're able to let God give you those promises, as He does keep His promises, unlike us. I think as human beings we tend to we fail, but when it comes to God, He's perfect, He's just, and in His time, not ours, He will answer petitions. He will give us what we need, because He knows what's good for us, and He knows what He already has planned for us. So things that are aligned with Him will come out to, and they will display before you. And we've seen a lot of that. We've seen even recently when we were talking about our family and our trust and us letting go, and when our family was going through that experience where we had a family member pass away, and we had another one who we thought was sick with COVID, and we put things in God's hands, and we've allowed ourselves to accept what His will is. And I know that's something very difficult, because some things we didn't want, but they still happen, and others came out with a favorable outcome, and we thank God regardless of how it turned out. It was His plans, it was His time, and we are at peace knowing that the decisions that He allowed for our family to bear are the decisions that happen, and we're just in that state of mind where we're just thankful for what we do have. We do want to challenge you to reach out to us. Some of you did reach out to us, been calling us in, telling us that you're doing really good. Some of you have called us and told us that you're going to be going to college. Others have called to let us know that they're going to be taking trade classes and become a journeyman and become an electrician. And those are awesome things. I have others that are calling in just to say hello. And it's really, really good to get that positive feedback in those calls. So continue to give us a call. Continue to reach out to us. And don't forget to just send us a message. Feel free to reach out to us and say hello. We're very excited that we're going to be opening up the church soon, and we're going to be opening up the classes for the high school. We are planning an event for September the 5th. We're looking at doing a game night, as well as doing some food out in the courtyard at the main campus for the church for Calvario. And that's going to be good. It's a good time for the teens to come together and fellowship and be able to bring some of that camaraderie that you guys been wanting to have. I know you won't have at the campuses for school, but at least you can have it for church, and you can count on each other for just to carry each other through these times. Please reach out to me. I have more information for you guys. Please go to the website. On the website for the Calvario page as well, there's also some information there as well, as far as requirements for wearing a mask and social distancing. So we're going to take every precaution possible to make sure that this time is spent fellowship while staying safe and being socially responsible. So again, we're excited. We also want you to rest and put some of your concerns in prayer. And if you want us to pray for you, please reach out to us as well. And also just to put that disappointment to rest. Know that there's a reason God allows these things to happen. There's a reason why being socially responsible and not rushing back into high school. It's better to give it a little bit more time than to rush things in. So I know it can be disappointing, but we ask that you stay strong, that you focus on your online classes, that you are punctual, that you wake up on time, that you log in on time, and that you start doing the curriculum as requested through the online service as much as possible. That way, when you are able to go back to the campuses at your schools, you are where you need to be at a grade point average and level that you're supposed to be. So don't be disappointed. Look at the positive side of things. Understand that giving it a little bit more time is the right thing to do. Socially is the right thing to do. And I think not rushing into things is always wise. So that's my thought for the day. That is also our everything we wanted to cover with you. And just remember, God is with you. God loves you, and we'll be praying that we can go back to school and back to church as soon as we can. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll catch up to you guys next time. Thank you guys. God bless you.